Unsteady, the podcast where you get to follow along as we build products in public. Each week we'll give you an honest peek into our lives as we share our struggles, our wins, and everything in between. That's a long sentence. I'm Benedicte, and I'm feeling energized.
And I'm Benedikt. Today is February 20th. This is episode number 196, and I'm feeling a bit under the weather once again.
Oh, no.
No.
I hope I don't catch it through the monitor, because
hopefully
we are
not.
finally in a place with energy and like margins in life again. So nope.
Yeah. I enjoyed the past couple of weeks of not being sick, but it seems like it's starting again.
Oh my.
And I'm not even sure why. I barely leave the house these days. It's not like I see a lot of people where I can catch something, but I don't know.
Well, there might be a lack of D vitamins. I'm just saying.
Maybe, yeah, but like my nice Keylights should be providing some.
Do they provide you D vitamins though? I don't know if the Keylights, is it the correct?
They should, yeah.
Oh, because there has to be like some like certain type of light.
I mean, I looked at the specs for the lights and the specs for my like vitamin D lamp, and they're basically the same. So I guess.
Okay. Well, just don't go outside then. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I want to go outside, but the weather has been shitty lately. It's not like that it's raining all the time, but it's always overcast. It's cold.
It looks like in our little notes, it looks like you have some fun building public updates.
I have some fun building public. I have a lot of fun updates. Anyway, so I would like to go outside more, but honestly, it's not nice outside, so I mostly stay inside. Anyways, we had some fun 2 weeks, I guess, or even more since we last had an update episode. But one of the more eventful things that happened a couple of weeks ago was apparently there was an issue with our bank. And I think like from customer support, it sounds like they had a technical glitch or whatever, but they weren't able to receive incoming money one night. So they dropped one transfer from Stripe and basically rejected it. And yeah, I mean, that's unfortunate, but so far, I mean, shouldn't be a big deal. However, then we went down an interesting rabbit hole. We got a notification from our bank that there was an issue, but they fixed it, and we got a notification from Stripe saying, we can't transfer your money. But essentially the bank said, just retry it and it will be fine. And Stripe's UI said, fix the issue, and then you can click this button and we will retry it. And as the issue was fixed, I clicked the button and assumed it would work. And then a day later, it said the payment didn't go through. There was an error. Your bank rejected it. And I was like, what? Talked to my bank again, and they were like, no, it's fine. We didn't see anything. I was like, okay, weird. Tried it again, failed again. Until we eventually figured out, or like customer support at Stripe revealed that while the UI says you can retry, you can't. Or actually, I mean, it's a little bit more nuanced than that, but like there's a retry button on there. You assume it would retry, and it does. But what it doesn't tell you is that once a payout fails, that bank account gets flagged internally and put on hold, and every retry attempt will just fail. And it will take like
kind of clever of them, but
and it will take like at least a day or two for it to fail. Like they won't tell you instantly that it fails. They will basically pretend,
because they don't want you to click the button again and again. That would be stupid.
Yeah, like, and the thing is, like on the UI and everything, it looked like they would actually do the transfer, and then 2 days later or so, the transfer would fail because the bank rejected it. But that's not what's happening internally. They would literally just fake it. So after
I'd love to see the design of that feature. Like that would be great to see, like the internal schemas or like
Yeah,
or diagram
I
of this. It's like, and then we just wait 2 days or like a random, let's wait randomly somewhere between 1 and 2 days, and then so it looks like it's a natural fail, but it's not a natural fail.
yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it felt like. That I basically just faking it. And maybe honestly, maybe they do. Who knows,
They
right?
probably do.
And anyways, eventually we talked to customer support at Stripe. They wanted some proof that it's actually our bank account and stuff like that. And then apparently they unflagged it internally. And surprise, it worked. Like then a couple of days later, it was fine again. But overall, it took like a week.
Mm.
And it wasn't a nice feeling to not have your money coming in. Because at this time we basically get a transfer every day. And when there's no transfers for a week or so, that's a decent chunk of money that's suddenly not in your bank account. And it was fine. Like it didn't cause any major issues, but we weren't sure if this, like, what exactly was going on and if we were able to resolve it. And that was not a nice feeling.
I mean, this is one of the scariest things, right? With doing kind of worldwide businesses or like digital businesses like we are doing, because there are so many things in the banking world that could go wrong. And I remember back to how like PayPal for a while like held everyone's money. Like there were so many reports coming out that merchants on PayPal, not so much the personal stuff, I think, but like there was a lot of merchants that just couldn't get their money out. And it's like, I made these sales. I'm like, I am dependent on these sales and they're not coming through. And then you're like, and then sometimes it just feels like you're just talking to like an internet blob. There's just like an entity like Stripe or PayPal. It's just like this like entity that's just out there, but they're not really like you can't show up in their offices in your own town and be like, come on, like give me the money, right? You're just
Give me
like
my money.
you're so dependent on them having all their systems in place. I also had some bank issues because I was going to pay our VA, same one that you use, and I did a transfer, and I needed to have a transfer to in the European Vice account because my current business bank only allows transfers to European bank accounts. So I could have done it in a different way, but since Wise has that opportunity, I was like, okay, I'll pay to this European bank account. But then the invoice was in US dollars. And usually when I transfer money over to Sweden, I can just choose to do it in Norwegian kroner or Swedish kroner, and they'll do some calculation. And I'm not sure which one is best. So I was like, oh, I'll just do it in the amount that it says on the invoice, which is in US dollars. And it went through. And like in my bank account, the money was taken. And then our VA is like, hey, I don't want to be, too much of a bother, but like, have you paid this invoice? I'm like, yes, I have paid this invoice. And I downloaded kind of the transaction, and then they sent it over to Wise, but it was in Norwegians. They were like, well, we can't see anything here. And I'm like, clearly you can see the bank details. I had like annotate this PDF, sent it over again. And then suddenly my accountant sends me a screenshot and she's like, so what's this for? And I'm like, that's the money I've been trying to pay the VA. But then suddenly I realized, oh, it's it's a plus. It's not a minus. So that was the money coming back in. So it turns out that the Vice account could not receive funds. The European Vice account could not receive funds in USD. So they just like canceled and sent it back. But that took like 3 weeks. And at that point, we were just like, I'm like, should I just fly there? Like I could spend a week on the beach. Like it's fine. Because I don't like not paying people, right? It's such an awful feeling. And I can be a little bit messy. So I might be a little bit late. And I tell my subcontractors or people I work with, I'm like, let me know on the day, like if the money isn't there in case I have, messed up somehow. But then I did it again and it came in 2 days. So we're all good now.
Yeah. That reminds me, I had similar issues with paying myself from Userlist, where like this has been on basically a scheduled payment for the past 3 years, and in January it just started failing, like for no reason whatsoever. Like nothing changed, same bank details, same information, same amount as months and months before. And similar, right? It went out, and like 3 days later, it came back in with no explanation. And
But
it
I
took
do
me a
think
couple
that,
of tries to figure it out, and then eventually I set up everything new and fresh, and then it worked. But I don't know why it failed.
I mean, having worked a little bit in a bank, like there are a lot of checks in place. Like they will probably, like a new year, they might be wanting it to be set up again because of, what do you call it in English? What money laundering and stuff like that.
Mhm.
There's like a lot of checks in place when you start transferring money across borders. So
Yeah, I'm sure it was something like that, but yeah, it's always annoying when it suddenly stops
yeah.
working where it was
And
working
I
well
think
before.
opaque was the word I was looking for earlier. Like it's just so you just get like failed and like no
Yeah.
hints, because at least I know in Norway, like some of it is intentionally vague or opaque, because if there's an investigation going, you're not supposed to give any information out to the person who are getting their transaction stopped, or they're, if there is some sort of investigation or you're thinking they're doing money laundering, the bank can't be like, hey, we stopped your payments because somebody's looking into you.
We
Like that's
know.
that's not okay. So then they're just like have these like vague error messages, so that like it just takes time, and then the law, the authorities can like take their time, and then if they figure out, oh, it wasn't anything and you're flagged as okay, you don't even get to, they won't tell you that there was an investigation, or they would just be like, oh, random error, and then suddenly it's all fine again.
Yeah.
So it is a part of the design, like it's, yeah.
Yeah.
Anywho, banks, fun
Thanks.
stuff. Banks.
Thanks. Yeah.
Any other user list updates?
Yeah, like while this was going on, like while the Stripe issue was going on, actually it started a couple weeks before, but we someone reached out to us about acquiring one of our domains. So we had a couple of, like, we have userlist.com and stuff like that, but we also had a couple other things that we're not actively using, but there was just, it used to be my domain, this one specifically, but I eventually transferred it to Userlist because we were using it for like experiments and stuff like that. Anyways, someone reached out to us asking to buy the domain. And this happened in the past, but usually people were like, yeah, can I get it for free? Can I get it for $10 or whatever? So we usually brush them off. And in this case, they came with a price, and that wasn't a bad price, but it was also not like a game changer type of
Mm-hmm.
price that they were willing to pay. So we were like, yeah, no, like it's not worth doing this. It has to be at least something like ridiculously high amount of yeah, ridiculously high amount that will clearly be similar to saying no with a number, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was one of those situations where they didn't reply. But then a week or two later, they were like, okay, let's do it. And we were like, what? And unfortunately, I'm not allowed to disclose the exact amount or the domain, but
Boo,
we
that would
sold
have been so fun.
yeah, I'm sorry. Like I
Yeah.
promise that I won't tell.
Yeah.
But we sold that domain, and it was a decent chunk of money. Like, yeah, that unexpected, nice income stream, I guess. So that was a first for me. I never sold a domain before.
Well, this is my dream.
I mean, I still have a couple domains that I'd like to sell, but I'm not sure someone will take them from me. But anyways, that was kind of unexpected, but also kind of nice because we can use the money, like
Mm-hmm.
with salaries to pay and servers to pay for and stuff like that. So
Mm-hmm.
it was a helpful, welcome incident, I guess. But while we're talking about money, the other exciting thing I can share is that we made it to break even finally. Uh,
Woo!
Woohoo! Yeah,
Can I
we
get
had a
some
number in
confetti on
mind.
screen? Yes, I can.
Wait, do I have reactions
You have
enabled?
to
I don't
turn on
know.
your reactions. Woo!
Woo! So we were break even or are break even, but we're also not break even anymore because immediately when we reached that point, we immediately increased our salaries from shitty to okay-ish.
It's like,
So
yay! No, wait a minute. With okay salaries, we're not break even.
exactly, with okay salaries, we're not break even anymore. But yeah, like last year, all in all, I think I mentioned it before, it was a slow year in terms of growth, and we were expecting to be break even or become profitable within last year, and it didn't happen. So by the end of, or in the middle of the year, we basically hit the brakes on everything, all spending, all like our salaries got decreased. We canceled everything that we don't absolutely need and stuff like that. I wasn't clear that we'd make it to break even anytime soon, but December and January have been good in terms of growth, and that means we, at least on paper, are break even and are able to, start paying us okay-ish salaries again, which is kind of nice because it was honestly was a little bit low in the past couple of months. I think we decreased salaries for like 4 months or so, and it was fine. But I was spending more stuff on rent and like I was dipping into my savings over the last couple of months. So glad to, I guess, stop that. I have to do the math on that, but it's fine. Like this is all at least better than before. So yeah, that's
So was this
that's
without the domain money? Is the domain money just like icing on the cake?
Yeah, but domain money is icing on the cake. Yeah, that's without the domain money. But honestly, the domain money helped us to justify increasing our salaries a little bit because it's a little bit of cushion on top. So yeah.
What a lucky break. Like sometimes you feel like you just get a break.
Sometimes, yeah.
It's not that often. And I think sometimes we might not notice them or like take the time to notice them as much as our unlucky breaks, which feel,
yeah, you feel those more than the lucky ones. But yeah.
But this was one of those really good where it's like this, I don't know how high it is. So like, but it could be like one of those things that gives you that cushion to get over some hump. Like this is what, without it, it might have been a harder next months.
Yeah, it definitely helped. Like it all came together nicely at the right time, I guess. So no, the goal is a little bit higher. Like our MR goal moved, like reached one goal. Of course, the goalpost moved instantly. But like the plan is to stay frugal, not increase expenses until like we are break even with the okay salaries, and then probably increase it again because opportunity costs of running Userlist are insane, and it's time that we get something out of this finally. So that's the plan for this year, I guess. But yeah, those are the major updates on my side. I've got smaller stuff to talk about, but let's talk about your stuff first. What's going on?
It's a lot of the same. So for Outseta, it's kind of like slow and steady work, just working and working. No. So I've been taking on a lot of, or not taking on, but I've been working on the docs. So as with all tools, dev tools, I'm sure you also feel the same way. It's like, docs are not always have been the highest priority. And at least with Outseta, the developer docs haven't been the highest priority because the majority of customers have been no coders. So there has been a more focus on kind of that set of documents. Could you hear those? Could you hear this noise that was happening now?
A little bit, but it's not
Those
too
are
bad.
our animals. They're like going insane right now. If I can get a photo of them, we could put in the description. Anyway, so today I published how to secure your webhooks with a signature, which is one of the things we've gotten a lot of questions about. So I'm trying to do the ones that we are getting a lot of questions so that we spend less time on that support and can focus on the harder support, like every startup. That's like, how you want to do it. And I think last week or the week before, I created a little article on how to do local development, because we don't have the best support for that. I think it's like similar with you and Userlist. Like, you don't really have like a dev environment. Like, you set up another account for the customer and you'll be like, this is your staging account. And we do something similar, but just like documenting that so that people can actually see that we've thought about it. And, yes, you can do some local development, hoping to make developers like feel like, oh, this is something to, something that I can use and something for me. And I've been using Code Sandbox a lot to create snippets and also like a full demonstration of this webhook stuff. Because it's the same thing as with Stripe, where you do the verify Stripe, like when Stripe sends you a webhook, but we don't have libraries for that. And even with Stripe, I know there's been a lot of issues when I've helped people with the body coming in. And then if you parse it with the Express parser or just any of these serverless parsers, you kind of lose the information that the signature checker needs. So having like a fully working example, I chose just Express and Node, showing like you need to get their raw body. I hope like that will help people get there faster than just being like, take the body and check the signature. It's like, yes, if you're quite experienced developer, you might understand like all the things involved. But if you're not, and most of our developers are not, then these things need to be more clear. So I'm hoping that we get some good responses on these articles. But you never know with documentation, because like when it works, nobody tells you, right?
Well, if it's really good documentation, people will appreciate it and tell you, hey, that was good. So
yes,
you might get some positive feedback there.
I hope so. I need some positive feedback. On the personal front, as we know, if you've been a long-time listener, January is insane for us. And I was like feeling, it's just powering through. And we came out of it and I was like, oh, I'm so ready. But I was just so tired. But then I had this spa thing booked with two friends from like way back when. So we went to spa midweek for 24 hours. I mean, I came out of that just super relaxed, or 2 and 3 days later, I was just so energized and inspired. I redesigned Mixpod. I created like this really cool design. I had so much fun doing it. And I don't really remember what happened like the week and a half before this spot thing. I think I just like reset my brain. I was trying to be like, oh, what did I do the week before? Because this was like a week ago now. And I was like, what did I do the week before? And I don't know. I don't know what I did. But the spot thing. So next year, I'm just going to book it for the first week of February, because I know January is the way it is. And I just couldn't get like geared back up. So I'm just going to book this. I'm just going to go spend 24 hours at the spa first week of February so that I can get back into like the groove of things faster. That's my plan. I'm going to put it in my calendar. So as I mentioned, Mixpod is a lot of fun. I just made this like crazy 90s design and just like, went all out. So if you go to mixpod.app, it's not working, but it looks super nice. But we also have most of the features working on like a staging environment. So you can search for episodes and you can create playlists and you can add the episodes that you choose. And then on the next stream, we're going to make sure that the episode is added to the playlist that you created, so they're connected. And we're using, I don't know if we've talked about this on here yet, but we're using something, a guy behind Logsnag. It's like, he's also like a build in public guy. He came up with this tiny stack, which is Astro with just an SQLite database. And then you can host it on Railway or Fly.oi or something like that. So we've been testing that for Mixpod because we didn't get any sponsors, right? So let's just use free tools. So we are using free tools. And it's working real, real well. And it's a lot of fun to just like have it all in one place and not needing to connect so much. And I think it's going to be like good enough for even a lot of usage, because it's not that intensive of an app, right? And when somebody has created, so for those who don't know, Mixpod, you're supposed to be able to create new podcast feeds out of existing podcast episodes. So you can make like a topical podcast feed, or you could just like collect 5 episodes that you want to gift somebody, like you did with mixtapes back in the day. That's why it's called Mix Pod. But it's just so much fun. I'm having so much fun with it, and we're making clips, and it's just like all coming together into that. After talking to Brian last podcast, or like 2 weeks ago, we talked to Brian, who's doing his AI startup. I really managed to like really formulate what we've been wanting to do with content, because I've been like on and off wanting to create content for others, and I've felt a lot like, why am I making these like just like tutorials that are very like formulaic and that AI will probably be able to do pretty soon and a lot better, where it's just like, okay, we're going to walk through this, how to set things up, or like you're just walking through code just like from A to B. And I haven't really been enjoying creating those kinds of videos. I want like more entertaining videos, or more like creative videos, or like just creative videos. And so I feel like we're just very much like leaning into like the very like human content. So with live streams, like things can go wrong. Like it's not planned, it's not scripted, and it's as far away as you can get from AI. and we're kind of leaning into that, and also leaning into our craziness. That is also hard to like, through human weirdness is also hard for AI to replicate, or that's my hypothesis at least. So we're kind of like leaning into that with our live streams. And then I was like, I just love live streaming. And then I realized like, why don't I sell live streams? Like for people, like people want to do more video, people want to create more content, and having a live stream and then having that chopped up into like 10 clips, like most of our live streams can at least be 10 clips. Like that is something I know how to do now, and I just love it. And I think I have the energy for it. And a lot of developers don't on their own, but usually when we get guests onto our live streams, like they become they become more themselves. Like I've seen videos they've made, or I've seen like talks they've made, and a lot of them are very robotic, but then they come on stream with me and Ola, and suddenly they're just like relaxed. They kind of forget that they have to like be this like professional persona. And yeah, so I just came up with a pitch that we want to try to sell streaming hosting. So if you are a developer tool out there, dear listener, you can now book me as your host, and we'll do bi-weekly streams and chop it up into clips for you. And that's your content calendar solved with human people,
with
like
human
with human content. And I have one who's interested already. So it's something like, when you find something, I'm like, but because I haven't thought about selling that aspect of it. But then I realized, like, this is what I think is fun, and it's what's uniquely something I can do, like my genius zone, I guess they call it. So maybe I should just sell that. So hopefully, cross your fingers. So I'm trying to set up a little bit of a product ladder with like different DevRel services. So it's like streaming host, and then something I call mystery dev, which is like a mystery shopper. You book me, and I'll use your tool with the documentation you already have, and I'll tell you how it goes.
That's funny. I like that.
Yeah. So, it's been a while since I used Userlist, like, I'm just saying. And then I think I'll need to pay the bills with just straight up video creation. There's a lot of people who want video creation of the kind of standard sort video creation until the AI is good enough. So I'll just need to get some like volume so I can churn those out a little faster. Because they're not bad. Like the ones I make, they're not bad, but it's just like they're so far from the video I want to make. And this is why I keep going back, and this is so stupid, right? Because I can't get to the videos I want to make by without making all the other videos. Like I need to make a lot of videos to get to the point where I can make the videos that I envision in my head, that are like, it's code, but it's also like storytelling and different scenes, and it's more like engaging than just the screen and that's it. And like, now we're coding together. So I watched a lot of like how to create videos last night. I got so excited about just like pushing through, and like hopefully I can get to those videos I want to make at some point.
That's the hardest part about learning something new, right? Where you realize that where your own goals and your own abilities don't overlap. And you have to be okay with like sucking at something that you really want to do well for quite a while before you get there and actually are good at it. Yeah.
I think I like the sucking part I dealt with. I've kind of done that. But then I got like good enough that people kind of wanted to pay for it. Like I could sell videos, I gotten paid to make videos. And when I send them off now to people who are asking for videos, they're like, "Oh, those are really great, but they're not what I want. Like they're not the vision I want to make." Like
they still suck, at least in
in
your
my
point
mind
of
they
view.
suck. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess. But it's like, but I can see that, like I can see like the inkling of something better, but like I know it's gonna take so much time. And then I've been like, no, I don't have time for that. That's not what I'm gonna do. But now with AI, I was like, yes, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna compete against AI. I don't know if this is a good bet on my end, but
Famous last words.
famous last words. But we'll see. We'll see.
Nice.
So I'm like laughing so much, my tears are coming down my eyes. Anyways, and then to finish off my update, the second thing that I realized in this whole DevRel kind of exploration, DevRel services exploration, is we created Prune Your Follows like as a marketing asset for Seda, or in collaboration with Seda. And it's like, oh, sponsored by Seda. And you could use Prune Your Follows to unfollow people on Twitter. And then that got taken down because of it didn't really work anymore with the Twitter API changes. And then I've been thinking a lot, it's a year ago, but it like keeps popping up, like how could we make something out of it? Like how can we still get something out of it? And then with all of like DHH craziness around his like once, I'm like, oh my God, we can just like, people can just self-install it and then create their own app on Twitter, and then they'll get all of the resources for themselves instead of having to share them with everyone who uses Prune Your Follows. And then that got me to the next point where I'm like, well, this is much better for the dev tools, because if to use Prune Your Follows, you will actually have to make an account with Seda or whatever other tool that hopefully will sponsor us. So it will actually get you much more like into their services. Like it's a much better marketing asset if you actually go and download, self-host, and like create an account with the tools that we've used. And I've never seen anyone really do that. I mostly seen it with like demos, like examples, but then you kind of already want to use the tool, and you go and see the demo. How can I solve this? But this would be a step, before that in the customer journey, where it's like, you're not going out looking for it, but you really want to use Prune Your Follows. You self-host it, and while self-hosting, you need to get familiar with these tools. So I don't know if that is, there's some idea in there where I think like that could be sellable if we can show that people are actually creating accounts with these tools.
Yeah, I think that's the big hypothesis that you have to test, right? That
yes,
people are actually willing to go through the motions of like downloading it, installing it, signing up with those accounts, and all of that. And then potentially buying it on top of that, right? I'm not sure if you included that as well.
Yeah, I don't think it would be more that then the devs at least have experience with the tool. So if they, in their jobs come to a situation where they need something like that, I would imagine a tool they've already tested a little bit would be what they would go for than tools they haven't tested.
Yeah.
Or at least it would be higher up on the like, go and let's check that out a little bit more. But that's just a hypothesis. We'll see.
I like the aspect of like offering the tool for free, but getting sponsored by the providers that you need to connect to. that there might be something there.
Yeah, and then if you can like have a course on top of that, like how do you make this, or you can have content on like how do you make that, and that is part of kind of the videos that most of these companies want anyway.
Yeah,
but it's usually like, how can you get to Hello World, which is not the most exciting content.
True.
In the world, it needs to be made, but it's AI can do that. Yeah,
cool.
That's me. So as you can hear, I'm excited. I'm excited.
Sounds like it. Yeah. Yeah.
But
Nice.
some of the leads need to come down because, I need to work. Yeah. Anything else from you?
I guess we covered the most important stuff. On the side note, we also launched an improvement to the workflow builder, added new node types for creating an event, updating a user, or waiting until something happens. So those have been the recent additions to our workflow builder. And we did a mini launch for that, specifically. Like, these were all features that we, in theory, already knew that we were going to do when we launched the first version, but it was the stuff we decided to postpone and then launch separately. And I think it was a good idea. We got a lot of eyes on the product again, and we didn't do a product hunt launch or like a big.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we did an announcement to the email list, now that I think about it. But like, we didn't do the product hunt thing, but that's about it. Like, everything else was a proper launch. And yeah, we should be doing more of those. And I'll be careful to at least keep track of the small changes we launch every couple of weeks, and then bundle them up into a big announcement or bigger announcement, because otherwise, no one will know about them anyway. So
I don't even think you have to have
it's-
that big of an announcement, because I've seen Lemon Squeezy. Like, they add a button to their interface, and it's like it gets a pretty image and a full tweet and a blog post.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Like, that's definitely a learning. Watching others. Sometimes I'm looking at those and I'm like, this is the most mundane thing ever. But they make a big thing out of it by doing their marketing and like promoting the hell out of it, even if it's like something that, to me, as a, I don't know, developer or someone who's running an
You're like, that
ESP
wasn't
or
hard to
whatever,
develop.
it's like, what? You did not have this before?
But then you see the reply tweets and people are like, yeah, you're killing it. You're shipping
Yeah,
so fast. And you're like,
And, like, part of me is like, yeah, why didn't you have that? And the other part of me is like, respect for like being vocal about this, like promoting the hell out of it. And then I realized that we're doing this way too less. Like, we're not doing this often enough, and not doing a good job of like even celebrating the small wins on the small improvements. So yeah, we should be doing this more.
celebrating the small wins. That was my tweet today. I was doing one of our clips, reviewing one of our clips from the live stream, and I noticed I'm like clapping for myself because we managed to save a playlist. I'm like, yay!
Nice. Woo! Yeah, but I mean, that's the spirit, right?
I mean, you got to celebrate this milestone that you just like now upped, like properly celebrating the milestone.
Yeah. We had a call with Jane earlier today, and we basically acknowledged that we are bad at celebrating stuff like this. Because we're exactly like, okay, done, next milestone. But I noticed, and I think we both noticed, that with this one in particular, we could really feel the tension and anxiety reduce a bit, like be a bit less, because the last couple of months have been intense. And like, when we realized that we basically made it last week, there was this sigh of relief, and like, okay, all good now. And of course, yes, now we move the goalpost again, and in a way, it's still we're still not there and still not done, but at least the basic needs are met, right? So that's a good feeling, and I think that's good enough for us right now. I don't think we need to pop the champagne. We just need to breathe. And
I mean, you can pop the
rest a
champagne
little.
at any milestone. Like, That's what I'm going to start doing. Unfortunately, streams are at 11 o'clock in the morning, but otherwise I'll just like
Well,
pop.
anytime, right?
I have like these tiny little Prosecco's. They're like this big. I can like pop
Right.
one every time we manage to do something. That's going to be a very different stream, though. That's going to be a very different stream.
The file saved successfully.
Yeah, it's like. I think it's time to wrap it up, but I don't know if you've noticed,
Yes.
but we've had viewers the whole time because I sent out an email reminder before 15 minutes before we went live. So if you are somebody who listens to the podcast, we actually also go live on YouTube when we record this every other Tuesday at 3:15 CET. So if you want to comment or contribute to the conversation, you can meet us on YouTube.
Yep, exactly. That will be fun, and I'm surprised that we have like people watching us right now. It's kind of cool. Feel like it's the first almost.
I think maybe it's the first I've seen it be above like one viewer the whole time. But yes. If you want to, and I do get every now and then, I get DMs on, I think it's the Mega Maker Slack from one of our listeners. So people are listening, I guess.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thanks for listening. And I guess talk to you in 2 weeks.
Yeah. And see you around the interwebs. Bye.
Bye.